everyone, Fuzz here, welcome back to Final Fantasy VIII, and we're going to start today by finishing off the Master Fisherman side quest, which we did begin in the previous episode. But only the second part has only just become available to us now since we defeated the mechanical boss last time. And Squall is currently having to entertain himself at the moment, the rest of the party are not with him. But we shall see Irvine shortly. As always, guys, if you do enjoy this episode, please don't forget just to hit that like button. And if we speak to this guy here, another familiar face, we'll have a bit of dialogue before he lets us go back upstairs or up to the next level. Very random. Anyway, let's head on up now. So our destination is the Master Fisherman himself. But Irvine should just be waiting for us up here. There he is, look. Just overlooking the bay. And Squall goes into automatic walk mode there. Okay, and so we're going to head back down the ladder here. Just kill some time while the technicians are working on the garden for us. And up we go. And basically when we speak to this guy, he's just going to tell us to meet him somewhere else. What a meanie. Okay, so we've now got to go and meet him at the inn for another lecture from him. Ah, that's something to look forward to, isn't it? Okay, so off we go to the inn. And when we reach the place, we just want to go upstairs, where we are going to be greeted by even more scenes for this side quest. Okay, so we've got a bit of information there about the mayor of the town, where he came from, why he's here. And here we want to select why not. And now we're going to be heading back to the docks, so we're just going to follow this guy. If you remember, that's where his star pupil is. So the townsfolk seem happy to see this guy. He's a bit like an old sage or something, isn't he? And when we head over to this dock screen, we're going to be greeted by even more scenes, of course. Okay, so back in control of Squall again. We first need to talk to the shopkeeper. And we're going to get some dialogue options here, though it doesn't matter how we answer. We'll just tell him that we think he's right. Sometimes you just have to play into people's thoughts, don't you? Okay, and then we need to speak to the master again. Right, he's going to ask us here if we need help getting back. We're just going to choose no, although if you spoke to Greasemonkey with Irvine and Squall, then you'll probably want to choose yes. But by choosing no, he gives us the Mega Elixir, which is the reward for getting through all that dialogue, but we also get a bunch of seed experience as well. Although we don't get to see that, unless it levels you up, of course, to the next seed level, which I believe happens if you change screens. But not in our case, so obviously not enough. But that is the end of the Master Fisherman side quest. Woohoo, all done. And now there's nothing to stop us, so we're going to head back to Balam Garden and carry on with the story. Before we actually go back to the garden, actually, there is another little bit of side content that I want us to do. And we need to just head up here, and there should be a room we can go into, or a house, if you want to call it that, where there's a bit of stuff going down with a Galbadian officer. And we'll go up to him. Okay, so we do take to step outside, but we do go outside now. But we will be back in a moment. And that guy has gone. Here we can see there's an issue of Timber Maniacs. And now we can go and speak to the Greasemonkey. He's actually escaped, that guy that was supposed to be meeting us outside. What a surprise. He gives us a Mega Phoenix for our trouble. And now we can actually head back to the garden itself. So if you didn't do the Master Fisherman side quest, then you'll probably bump into Irvine for the first time here. And if you do, don't forget to go and do the little Greasemonkey side quest to get the Mega Phoenix, because it will actually lead to more stuff later on as well, but you can only do it when you've got Irvine in your group. And we won't get all the way out towards Garden before Irvine stops us. And he just wants to remind us that Selphie's in a bit of a sensitive place at the moment. So we're going to be heading to the quad. And I don't think there's any more interruptions now. We just need to head all the way there where we can actually speak to Selphie. Oh, we do get something. Bit of a scene here. Okay, so off to the quad we go. And if we just head down to the stage area, then we'll find Selphie. And the stage area didn't exactly survive the whole crashing into Fisherman's Horizon, as you can see. And now we actually are going to have some story sequences we need to get through. So we'll try and cheer her up. Squall's like emotions. No, I don't do that. Irvine, you try. Right, it's actually been about 30 minutes since I last spoke to you, but through the wonders of editing, you'll probably never notice unless I tell you. So I just need to get my bearings again, and we were just cheering Selphie up. Squall's just ran off, hasn't he? So he's got a plan to try and cheer her up. And now we'll just switch to the Squall. Well, to Squall. He's not the Squall, he's just a Squall, maybe. I don't know, maybe he is the one. But he's just given his battle report to the headmaster. You'd have thought that would have been pretty important information to include in your main report, perhaps. But hey, I'm not a seed, what do I know? I'm just a mere YouTuber. Sal's in the queue for the hot dogs. I mean, where else would he be? Squall does a lot of face palming, doesn't he? Have you noticed? And it looks like the old band's getting back together now, no pun intended. Since we're about to be selecting instruments. Okay. So, here's where we have to select instruments. And for now, I'm just going to select the guitar here. So we need to select 4 of the instruments. Basically then, the way this works is there's 2 combinations we can go for. We can go for the Irish jig, which is what I'm going to be selecting, which is the guitar, violin, flute and the tap. Or you can go for the slow dance, it really doesn't matter which is the sax, the electric guitar, the piano and the bass guitar. Although in all honesty, you can actually go for any combination of instruments you want and it won't penalise you for doing so. The only downside is that the song sounds terrible. But interestingly, we can actually leave here while Zell's playing that, which we are going to do, and control Irvine by himself. Now why would we want to do so? Well, there's a couple of things we can get done while we have control of simply Irvine. The first is to go back to the Greasemonkey's house. We can get a bit of a scene here. See, not many people know about this. But we're going to head over to the next screen now. And inside here, the soldier is back. He must have climbed back in through the window. So once again, we shall speak to him. So it's the same kind of routine before, if you haven't guessed already. We'll head out, straight back in, and he's not climbed out the window this time. I wonder what happened to him. Anyway, we'll speak to the Greasemonkey. Interestingly, the Moomba just moved. Maybe there's more going on here than meets the eye. Anyway, we get a few rewards now for speaking to the Greasemonkey this time. Well, 1 reward for speaking to the Greasemonkey, but then if we speak to the officer, we can steal some stuff out of his pockets. And if you're doing Zell's Love Quest, side quest, then you can go to the library and visit the pigtailed girl with Irvine. And when you're ready, just head back towards the mayor's house, where you'll be able to continue on with selecting your instruments. And we'll tell Zell that that sounds pretty good. So next we have ourselves, Irvine, and I think he'll be fine on the violin. So remember, I'm going for guitar, violin, flute and tap. Sounds good. Selphie can go on the flute. Remember, if you want to go for the slow dance, instead go for the sax, electric guitar, piano and bass guitar. And then finally, we have Quistis, who is going on just to do a bit of tapping. And I'm pretty sure that will sound good. Okay, and now the view will switch back to Squall here. So go ahead and save if you wish to do so. And then when you exit the dormitory, you'll start a bunch of scenes. Another bunch of scenes. So we need to speak to Rinoa. You can answer how you want, it doesn't matter. To be honest, I just don't like being mean to poor Rinoa, but there's not really a decent option here, is there? Is that like a homage to Final Fantasy VII? With that poor mistranslation? Where they... Ares, I think, or Cloud says this guy's is sick. Or these guys are sick. Or something like that. In Midgar. It's quite famous anyway. I can't help but think it is. So we need to speak to Irvine again. So we're looking for the magazine, which Irvine's told us about. Poor Rinoa having to run in that dress. Get all sweaty before your date. Lovely. Okay, when you're ready, you can head over to the right-hand side here, and there's that magazine that Irvine was telling us about that he's left. A nice little romantic place. Irvine as tactful as ever. He can be such a moody one sometimes, can't he? Can Squall. So cheer up, pal. Okay, so that's the concert over with. Get another strange backstory scene type thing. Okay, and now we're ready to move on. And we are actually done now with Fisherman's Horizon. So we're going to be going on to see other parts of the world. And in the next episode, we're actually going to be doing some optional content. So hopefully you'll come back and join me for that. Especially if you want to power up your characters if you're playing along, it should be quite helpful to you. But thanks for joining me, guys. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And I'll see you soon as we continue on with the game Final Fantasy VIII, which is becoming a lot of fun, I have to say. Bye.